Hello everyone! Artemir the Violet Wizard here, and today we're continuing Stardew Valley. Last time, we bought ourselves some new buildings for the farm. A silo and a coop. And this time, we are going to make the most of those new buildings with some very handy additions. As we can see here, we have fully completed our raising animals mission by buying the coop. It's very good. Got ourselves some nice money from that. So currently our only major plot relevant mission is to reach level 40 in the mines. We'll definitely want to make that a major goal going forward, because getting deeper in the mine is going to give us some very beneficial rewards. Alright, so it's going to be cloudy this day, and... refreshing rain, a farmer's best friend. When it rains, you don't have to water your crops. Use this to your advantage. Indeed, that will be very important. And something I'm definitely looking forward to when it rains. It'll give me a good opportunity to upgrade one of my specific tools. So we definitely got a lot more copper we need to smelt. So definitely feeling like we want to get our chest more organized. We could build a second chest very soon. I want to also get a bit more wood and stone for some future projects we're going to do. Alright, let's start off by watering our crops, as that'll be very important, obviously. Definitely want this next harvest to be a good one. So we don't have too much left in the way of what we can do in spring. We only got a couple days left, and definitely want to make the most of that. So yeah, I'm expecting this stream session to be very chill. I got a lot of good crops here. That's definitely making me happy. So what I'm thinking with these, since we don't really need to worry too much about... Yeah, I'm not going to worry about growing any more of those going forward. So what I want to do is... I want to store a few of these, because they could be useful for something going forward. Yeah, just as long as I have a few of those plants in order to make seeds, we'll be good. And also, just having extras of those plants is good, because they can actually serve as gifts for some of the residents in town. Well, namely the leek, which is one of George's favorite items, you know? We already got a really huge amount of good stuff right now. We don't need to worry about any of these for the community center, which we've already made some great strides in upgrading. And getting some stuff for that area. Okay, thinking about what we're going to do in this session. Well, we obviously have more than enough money to get what I want. In fact, maybe a bit later we could focus on one of those things I want to do. For the time being, I just want to make sure we've got a good supply here. Alright, that's all taken care of. So how about we take a quick glance at our new coop. You can see here it is pretty empty. We can use this thing here in order to quickly take out some hay from our silo, and we can put it down there, which will be useful for a few things. It's already getting pretty far into this morning, which is nice. So definitely want to head to Marnie's around 9 in order to get this thing. Alright, we just turned 9, so we'll be able to handle that. Yeah, we got a good supply of these for making seeds and whatnot. So why don't we go ahead and sell all of these crops, now that we got just so many. That's a very good harvest. Of course, I could have also sold those at Pierre's for a immediate profit, but it's okay. We're still getting a ton of money by putting them in the shipping bin, and that money will be very beneficial going forward. But for now, what I want to do is head down to Marnie's. Oh, it's still salmonberry season. That is surprising. Now, Marnie's Ranch allows us to do a couple good things. So I haven't shown off what you're able to do at Marnie's. There are two main options you can do in Marnie's shop. At the main store, you're able to buy quite a few things that are helpful. You can buy hay here, which is pretty cheap. You mainly want to do this if you're low on hay in the silo and there aren't any grass growing on the farm that you can harvest hay from. Could be helpful in the future, but I'm not really going to focus on purchasing hay at the moment. The heater will be important for something going forward. We'll definitely want to save that for later. Milk pail we can't do anything with, but it's helpful for certain milk-producing animals. And the shears will be helpful once we get certain woolly animals. Ornamental hay bales are just decoration. They're not really useful for anything, but can be nice to add a bit of flavor to the farm. Now for the main reason that we came over to Marnie's. Now that we have access to our coop, we're able to buy our first livestock, the chicken. Now this animal is actually quite unique compared to the other animals, in that the chicken comes in variations. Gonna go ahead and purchase this. So you can see up here at the top, it says, choose a coop for your new white chicken. When you select the chicken option from Marnie, there is a 50-50 chance of it selecting either a white chicken or a brown chicken. We're going to start off with a white chicken, and maybe we'll purchase a brown one later on. Simply select the coop you want the animal to go to, and we will give you a name. So I actually had this name planned for quite a while. We're going to name our first chicken Sesame. Great! I'll send little Sesame to her new home right away. Once you purchase the animal and got it in its farm, you will have the money subtracted. So it took about half of the money we currently had, but it was a very nice investment. Alright, why don't we go say hello to our new foul little friend. Definitely want to work on clearing this path here. Be a nice, quick way to get between the farm and the south. Alright, starting off, our chicken is just a baby. Sesame seems curious, but a little cautious. She's getting used to the new home. Nice little flavor text. So what you want to do for your animals when they first start out, you want to interact with them every day and make sure that they have a source of food that they can eat in order to keep them happy. Because happy animals will provide you with better resources once they mature enough to start producing the good stuff. Alright, now we got that taken care of. I want to check some things around town. And then we can see about trying to clean up the farm and make it nice for our new resident. As always, what I recommend doing at the start of your sessions each day is to go check the notice board. It's actually Pam's birthday, which is very good. Trying to keep the art of fishing alive. Pay 90G for any fisherman who catches free carp. Okay, we will make that a goal for the near future. So carp are pretty easy to catch overall, so it shouldn't be too much of a trouble for us. Hey, Abigail. Oh no, I think my dad's gonna cook dinner tonight. Well, sorry, it's like the second time I just hit her in the head with my club. Alright, so for the rest of this month, definitely want to invest in growing a couple more crops, given how late we are into this month. Probably not going to focus on cauliflower, since those take 12 days and we don't have that much time. What I also recommend once you have the money for it is to buy the grass starter because, well, the grass starter recipe can be good for just supplying your animals with some fresh grass they can eat. We also got fertilizer that can be helpful for growing crops. I could definitely recommend investing in the saplings by this point. Probably don't want to do the cherry or the apricot saplings this season, but investing in the orange and the peach will be very good. The apple and pomegranate is also good to invest in, but a little bit later. Right. Looking at what we are able to purchase here, we're going to buy a couple kale seeds. I think I accidentally sold one of those by accident, so bit of a loss there. Yeah, buy some kale and grow that on the farm to give us some more money. That'll definitely be important for later. Oh, hey there, Haley. I could really go for a cupcake right now. Sorry, Haley, your birthday was last week. I'm actually kind of worried right now because it's Pam's birthday and don't really have anything that could be good for her. And I could give her one of these items. I do know what one of her favorite items is, but I don't feel like giving that away to her at the moment. What could I give her? Yeah, it is a little... This is a little awkward because I was doing some research ahead of time to know what gift would be the best for Pam, and don't really have a whole lot. If I had a spare parsnip to give, that would be nice, but I want to hold on to these ones because they're good quality. I guess we could give her the potato, or the cauliflower. Traditionally, villagers will have positive reactions to vegetables because they're a universally liked item. Not really a loved item, but still a good one. But I do want the cauliflower for later, so we give her the potato. There was also something we could buy at the Star Drop Inn. I'm probably going to check the price on that, actually, because I don't actually know if we'll be able to afford it. So what is nice is that you can always expect to see Pam at the Star Drop Inn, which is open very late, so we don't have to worry too much about the time for the moment. We also want to get started on catching those carp for Willy. Hey there, Evelyn. Hey, Gus, what do you got to sell? Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. So one of Pam's favorite items is beer, but that is quite expensive at this point. I already blew a huge chunk of money buying some seeds. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is wait a little later and we could try to catch some fish and, I don't know, I don't think we actually have the time to be able to sell them to Willy for money. Okay, I have ideas on what we're going to do, but for the time being, let's go catch those fish. And, I don't know, we'll figure something out. Like, it's not too major of a... Like, it's not really that important to get your friendship up with Pam really early. You'll also get missions from Pam from time to time that can be good for raising her friendship rating with you. So it's not too bad if you miss her birthday this year. I'm just feeling like for this particular series, it'd be nice if I was always on top of the characters' birthdays and making sure they got everything they need. I don't know, that's just me. I definitely like how Stardew Valley allows for a lot of opportunities to do different role play. Like, you can have a lot of different roles that you can give your farmer, and the way you interact with the townspeople can be very different. Especially with a lot of the different dialogue options you're able to choose in cutscenes. Something I really like is the upgraded fishing rod that we have. Fiberglass rod that we got last session, always great because it allows us to equip bait, which makes it easier for us to catch fish. Yes. I really love this rod, it's a good one. Come on, you. Alright, that's 2 carp. We just need 1 more. So while we're taking care of this, what is something else we could talk about? I've just kind of been taking it easy today because it's my day off, and I don't really have too many of those for the near future. So, it is the last week before Christmas, and that is important for quite a few reasons. Got some extra bait from that chest. So yeah, it is the last week before Christmas, and this is my last day off before Christmas. So yeah, I'm working 4 days in a row before the big holiday rush, and yeah. I mean, at least it's better than the time I had to work 10 days in a row before Christmas, because, man, that year was exhausting. Alright, we completed our missions, we just need to get to Willy. Hey, Demetrius. Yes, sir, it is indeed parsnip season. Definitely want to grow some more of those before the end of this season, because that will be very important. Yeah, looks like we're not going to have enough time to get Willy's shop. Oh, hey there, Maru. That sounds fun. Spending some time with your telescope. So when I was younger, I did have, like, a bit of an interest in astronomy. I just had a very big interest in space overall when I was little. Even wanted to be an astronaut at some point. And I still would really like to visit, like, other planets and get to explore a huge chunk of the cosmos. But hey, that's why we got a lot of video games that allow us to explore areas and frontiers that we normally wouldn't be able to do, which is always good. Alright, Willy, are you down here? Yes, you are. We'll take that money. It's not enough to buy a good present for you. And with your shop closed, we can't sell any fish. Okay, I have an idea on what I'm gonna get to Pam for her birthday. Hello, Elliot. Man, a few words. I can kind of relate to that. Alright, now I'm really hoping Pam does not have some exclusive dislikes with some of the items we're able to give her. So as I said before, Pam is a big fan of beer. One of the other items that she has a fondness for is parsnips, which you can readily grow this season, making it one of the best gifts you can give her, especially with how inexpensive they are. But for me, I don't have any spare parsnips, and the ones I do have, I'm saving for a community center mission, so there's that. Definitely want to keep the cauliflower for later, so we do have some cauliflower plants growing. But no, I'll give her the potato. I feel like that would be a good investment for her. So I don't think we're really going to need the potato for anything. Besides recipes, which we can't do anything about anyway. Not until we get the next house upgrade, which is gonna be a while. There she is. Alright, Pam, hope you like this present. Oh, is it my birthday today? I guess it is. Thanks. This is nice. She liked the potato. I've been looking forward to this beverage all afternoon. So yeah, Pam likes beer, and she spends a lot of time here down at the inn. It's not really brought up too much, but Pam does have an alcohol addiction. It's not a very serious plot point, but it is something about her character, and I don't know, it's just something that I always found kind of uncomfortable. So despite the cutesy, cartoony visuals of this game, it does delve into some pretty mature themes from time to time. And Pam definitely has a good deal of those themes with her. We may see a bit more of that in the future as the story develops. Just don't want to grow any more seeds besides the ones we can buy. Okay, so I think for the rest of this day, what we're going to do is get started on building some fences. Now, as I said before, fencing is a good way to not only add flavor to the farm, but also a nice way to also separate distinct areas and make it so that you can prevent certain plants from growing in areas where you don't want them to, and just make a nicer or cleaner looking farm. So we're going to use this fencing here to make a little pen for our chicken so that she can just wander about whenever she wants to outside. And you also want to make a gate, which will give you an entrance into the pen. Let's put that down there. And that should be good. What is also nice is that we can take these torches here. And you can actually place torches on top of fence posts, making it a good way to just light up these areas and make it easier to see. I'll definitely want to make some adjustments to the pen in the future, but for the time being, I'm quite satisfied with the way this looks. Let's make some more torches to light up the area. There we go. And we really don't have much time to do anything else, so yep, let's call it a night here and get moving on to Friday. Alright, it was a very productive day, getting our first farm animal and selling a lot of good stuff, buying some more seeds we're gonna need. Oh boy, you can see there we got a good harvest from those foraging items. Managed to get back most of the money we spent that day. It's very nice. If only I had that money earlier so we could buy Pam a more substantial present. At least for the time being, we don't have to worry about birthdays. Alright, partially cloudy. Well, we got another big harvest here. That's good. Farmer Hayden, I have a request for you. I need fresh cauliflower for a recipe I want to make. Could you bring me one? Jody. This is why I made it a goal of keeping a cauliflower for later, because I knew there was a mission coming up that would involve cauliflower. So yeah, some of our villagers will request certain story missions for us that you'll want to complete, as they'll give us a very substantial reward when it comes to money and also friendship. So pretty much anytime one of these missions comes up, you'll want to take care of them. it definitely feels good to help out the various people in town with their problems. And seeing as how this is a plot important mission, you'll definitely want to get that done. Just want a few of these crops here. And, ooh, we got some cauliflower to harvest. So good. Alright, we'll definitely want to buy some more parsnips for later. Let's make some more fertilizer. Alright, that'll be good. I'll keep a regular parsnip in here, and we've got a spare cauliflower, so yeah, pretty much good to sell all of this. Alright, that's good. Really excited to see these rice plants fully grown, because they'll give us a good harvest. Alright, now what we're able to do with this pen, well, this area here, now that we closed off this area with a fence, we can open that shutter and allow our little friend here to explore the outdoors whenever she wants. Again, you will want to talk to the animal every day so that you're able to get their friendship up. There she is. She's wandering around outside now. Oh, look out! Luckily, you don't have to worry about your animals dying on you. This game is thankfully generous about that, so you don't have to worry about anything bad happening to them. So yeah, once we're able to get some grass starters, we'll want to put some out there. So we don't have to worry about that too much because we have plenty of hay in the silo. But sometime later, we'll want to invest in some grass starters, as your animals will get their friendship raised and be much happier if they're eating fresh grass instead of hay. Which again is a very nice detail that helps make just the farm feel a lot more lived in. Again, there are a lot of nice little touches in this game that really make it feel like a living, breathing world. Oh, listen to me getting sentimental about this. I mean, it is a game that is very dear to me, with all the years and all the time I've been putting into it. I'm always happy to jump back into it after a while. Ooh, Shane's birthday is actually coming up. And Clint wants us to get some copper ore. That'll actually be good for something we can do. But for now, I want to mainly focus on the farm. After we get this delivery done. So Jody you will usually find in her house here. There you go. Oh, that looks so delicious. Thank you. This is just what I wanted. It's gonna be perfect for my yellow curry. The food at Jojo Mart might not be the healthiest for my family, but with such low prices, you'd be crazy to shop anywhere else. Crazy indeed. I am a big fan of cauliflower myself. It is a pretty good vegetable, especially like it with certain sauces, especially cheese sauce, and in curry. So before the pandemic hit, this restaurant I would frequently visit, they actually had some deep-fried cauliflower bites that was like so good. I would really love to order those things, but while the pandemic, I haven't had a opportunity to really go and purchase any food from like those big restaurants. Which is a shame that we still have to go through with this, but We have to do what we can in order to make it through this in one piece. Alright, we got a lot of money, so let's start investing that in crops. We still got quite a few days left until the end of this month, so how about we purchase some more parsnips so we can get this mission done. Definitely have a lot of money here. Yeah, I feel like 20 parsnips will be good. And let's go back to the farm. So I feel like this is how a lot of Stardew sessions are going to go in the future. Just a lot of going into town, then going back to the farm, then going back into town. Which is fine. I don't really mind the monotony at some points. Just another part of interacting with this world. Speaking of things going on in the world, as I said before, Christmas is coming up, and I am really looking forward to getting to see my folks again after everything that's been going on. Like, I've had a few times where I get to see my mom, but overall just not a lot of opportunities to really sit down, talk with people, enjoy a nice meal with them, that kind of thing. So yeah, it'll be very nice to get to see everyone again, and just have a good time just setting aside all of our fears about the pandemic. Just have a good, nice evening together. It's definitely something that I appreciate more that now that I'm an adult, is just the time you get to spend with your family, because when you're a kid, you really take your family for granted sometimes. Because when you're an adult, you're really not going to spend a lot of time with your family. You're working on your other stuff, so doesn't leave a lot of room for you to be able to interact with your family. So yeah, that's just kind of how I feel. Alright, you stay back. Alright, we're heading back into the mine now to harvest some copper for our buddy Clint. Ooh, we got a cherry bomb there. That'll be useful going forward. It's also a nice opportunity to see if we can collect a couple gems, like that quartz. So as I said in a few previous sessions, a lot of the jewels you get down here are items that villagers will like, but a lot of villagers also have a specific interest in some of the minerals you can find. Like, pretty much all of the gems you're able to find underground make excellent gifts for Emily if you're looking to romance her. And some gems like the quartz and the amethyst are good to give to Abigail, as she really likes those ones. And we haven't seen it at this point, but a little bit later we'll have more opportunities to find a gem called an emerald, which is a good gem if you want to romance Penny, as that is one of her favorite items. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of good reason to gather minerals in the mine besides just being able to sell them. They make excellent gifts with a lot of different villagers. That said, I think if we go just a little bit farther into the mine, we will be getting close to an interesting area. Ooh, we already gathered all the copper we need, so that's nice. Alright, once we get to floor 30, I'm thinking we'll head back up and probably stop by the traveling merchant and see what they have to sell. So that'll be very nice. What you want to do is check up on the traveling merchant from time to time to see if they have any good wares. Because definitely in the future, the things that you can get from them will be very important going forward. It's got another quartz there. Already getting a good supply of items right now. What I would like to do in the future is get the next inventory upgrade, because as we're going through the mine, eventually we're going to be getting like a ton of different resources, and just having an inventory where we'll be able to gather like as much as we can will be important. So while I was talking there, I actually kind of passed over it, but we broke that rock and managed to actually find some iron ore that wasn't in a specific ore deposit. So very rarely you can dig up ore just from normal rocks, and I'm very happy I found that particular one, because iron is very hard to come by on these early floors. Just want to eat this algae here. Could also see some use of these cherry bombs in order to break through some rocks here. You go away. Ooh, a small glow ring. That is really good. I'm glad I picked that up before we went any deeper into the mine. So this ring is very good. Emits a small, constant light while you have it equipped. This will be very important going forward. Alright, want to clear that out so we can get over to this side. Oh! That looks like a topaz deposit. Definitely want to grab that. A lot of enemies over here. Wow, that slime dropped an amethyst. That is real good. Oh god, inventory is already full. I definitely want that hardwood. We can... Yeah, we'll eat this algae. Fill up our inventory here. And want to grab that crab. So that'll be important for later. Let's get rid of the sap. We don't need that right now. Okay, and with that, we are down to floor 30. Huh, there's no chest for us. No, well. Okay, I think it's too late for us to visit the merchant, so... probably want to head back to the farm. Yeah, that's okay. Definitely gathered a... We had a very good trip for the mine. Yeah, inventory's full, so we can't pick that up. But yep, that was a very productive day. Got a lot done, got a lot of new resources. And we should see a very substantial cash flow, which is good for a lot of the other things I have planned for this session. So, just want to quickly go over my notes again. Bought the chicken. We could invest in another one given the amount of money we have. I might save that for a little bit later, though. Alright, so topaz and amethyst. Thinking we can sell those for the time being, just for some money. The crab we can give to the community center. Alright. That seems like the plan. How much energy do we have? So we could clear out a few more things before the end of this day. If you just leave things out in the wild here, it just tends to get really cluttered. Which I guess is fine, gives you a lot of resources to harvest. But at times it can be a little annoying. Alright, that looks good enough. Okay, that was a very productive day. We got a lot of stuff done. And now we are level 4 and foraging. This allows us to get recipes for a charcoal kiln and the ability to make wild seeds for the summer. Ooh, that'll be good! Oh, mama, look at the money we made. That's why you want to invest in cauliflower. Takes a long time to grow, but man, does it give you a lot of money. Ooh, we got an achievement from that. Check our collection there and we can see. Greenhorn. So in total, we have made 15,000 G working on the farm. It's pretty good. Pretty good indeed. It's gonna rain all day tomorrow. Now, that is something that I really wanted to see. Let's harvest those green beans right now. And a parsnip. That's a good one. That is a very good parsnip. Just need one more gold rank parsnip, and we'll be able to complete one of the community center missions. That's good. And this day is also good because our rice plants can now be harvested. So this gets us unmilled rice. Rice in its rawest form. Run this through a mill to increase the value. So yeah, this item is kind of awkward. We're not able to really do anything with it or get a good harvest from this item. I'll sell a couple of those, but I want to store a few of this unmilled rice for later. So I don't really sell for much, but it will be good going forward in order to make a certain ingredient. But we're gonna need a different building before we can do that. So now that we got this chest pretty much filled, how about we make another one? So what I like to do is have my chest dedicated to certain resources. So for this one, I want to take out like everything that has to do with mining and ores and whatnot. I'm gonna take all of this out of here. Oh, just a sec. So that was kind of awkward, but also kind of nice. So my mom actually stopped by today. I had no idea she was coming over. But yeah, she offered to get me something, which is very nice of her. Oh boy, definitely was not expecting that. So definitely want to take one of these spare earth crystals and spare quartz with me to the thing. And want to grab 5 copper bars. That'll be useful for something. Would sell the green bean and want to put the crab in the thing. Very glad that these trees are now fully grown, because we will be able to put tappers on those. But yeah, as I was saying, I like to divide my items in my chest, depending on which type of item they are, so that I have a very easy idea on where I need to go if I am going to pick up a certain item. In this case, I am sorting them to have mainly stuff for the farm in one section, and then resources that are gathered from the mine in another chest. That is typically how I do things when I am playing Stardew. It's always good to be very methodical when it comes to everything. So don't have any more rice shoots, do I? Nope. Okay, so we can't do anything more with that. Probably grab a couple more seeds while we're out. Hey there, Sesame. You can see there she's already been eating at the hay, which is good. It's nice that she is getting some food. She's staying nice and healthy. Do we have any spare bars that can be used to make more tappers? Yes, actually. Withdraw that. We'll make one tapper here. And let's place this on the pine tree. So that'll be good, because that'll give us a resource that we wouldn't normally be able to get. Alright, it's all very good. Alright, so let's head into town. So this is going to be a good day for a variety of reasons. Now that we've made so much money from our crops and from mining, it's time to invest that money into tool upgrades. So specifically what I want to do is... Oh yeah, it's good that we need to talk to Clint anyway for this. And Willie wants free anchovy. Alright. I see Harv there. Alright, so what I want to do is head on over to Clint, as he is our main source of item upgrades. Luckily, we are pretty late into this day, so we'll be able to do this here. What is up, my man? You brought the ores as requested. Great. Alright, made quite a bit of money from gathering that copper ore for you, which is good. Now let's go into tool upgrades. But first, let's check out Clint's shop. So able to buy quite a few ore from him, which is actually very handy. I definitely recommend picking up some iron ore here. We'll eventually be able to get to a certain section of the mine that will allow us to harvest iron ore as much as we want for free. But for now, I could see investing in some iron ore from the shop here. What I want to do is go into the upgrade tools menu, as this will allow us to upgrade our various equipment. So to get our first upgrades, we need at least 2,000 gold and 5 copper bars. So what I want to do, since the news said that it would be raining tomorrow, I'm going to grab the copper watering can. Get started on this as soon as he can. So in total, we need to wait 2 days before we can see our upgraded tool. So that means we have a bit of time where we're not going to be able to use that tool. So you'll definitely want to plan ahead and make sure that you're not going to be doing anything that requires a specific one. Like if you get a mission that requires you to go mining, it probably wouldn't be a good idea to have the pickaxe upgraded that day. Likewise, if you're looking to do a lot of farm work that day, probably not a good idea to give up the hoe or the watering can. So specifically, I want to have the watering can upgraded this day, because when it rains tomorrow, our crops will all be watered, so I don't need to worry about watering them. And then when I go pick up the watering can on the next day, I'll be able to water all those plants. Hey there, Sebastian. What? I didn't hear you. Busy thinking about something. Well, hello to you too, good sir. I can't wait until I'm at a better point in the game where I could start giving some good rewards to Sebastian. He definitely deserves it. I can't wait to, well, I'm trying to be coy about this, but I am kind of thinking that maybe we'll have Sebastian as our mate for these streams. I know I haven't fully settled on which character is going to be our partner, but I don't know, I'm just leaning towards him because it's a character I don't really interact with too much, especially because of his schedule. Right, now, which of these bundles do we need? The Geologist. Alright, we'll put the Earth Crystal and the Quartz there. Still gonna be a while before we're able to get the Fire Quartz and Frozen tier. But, yeah, we're making some good progress on that bundle. Alright, considering what we're able to do now, we could invest in some seeds, since we still got a good chunk of this season left. Yeah, we got 8 days left. It could be a good opportunity to buy some more crops. Here, Abby. For what we're able to do last... how about we grow a couple tulips? That'd be a nice investment for the villagers, as tulips make a good gift for several people. Not really Shane, but we'll go into the things that he likes very soon. So yeah, this season really isn't the best one for getting gifts for Shane. It's definitely summer where you have the best opportunity to get things for him. Oh yeah, my watering can is gone, so I'm not going to be able to water these. Well, they'll at least be watered for... Yeah, they'll at least be watered tomorrow, so that's good at least. Okay, we got some time left, so let's go pop in at the Star Drop Inn and see if we can get a present for Shane. So yeah, as I was saying, for Shane's like items, you'll mainly want to focus on getting presents for him in the summer, because he has a lot of items that can be easily obtained in that season. But for the time being, we're gonna grab some beer. We could grab these recipes for pretty cheap, but probably gonna save those for a bit later. Just because I don't really have any need for recipes at the moment. Somewhere that Shane tends to go, I'm thinking we should pop in at Joja Mart, since he does work here from time to time. Oh, he actually isn't here. Okay, that's interesting. So where could Shane be? I knew I saw him in a few areas. There are some areas where Shane tends to hang out, like the Stardrop Saloon. I don't think he would be here right now, though. No, doesn't look like it. So another area I could see him being at would be over this way. Oh, hey there, Willie. I guess he's out catching some river fish. Just thinking about the areas where Shane would hang out. He actually might not be working on Saturdays. Okay, if he's not here, I'm thinking he might actually be at the ranch, since this is where Shane lives with his aunt. No, he doesn't seem to be here. Okay, he should be stopping by the Star Drop Inn later today, so we'll go give Shane his present later. For now, how about we get started on this fishing mission? Willie wants some anchovies. Now, I forget if the anchovy is a fish you'll want to hunt on a specific time of day or a specific weather, but this would just be a good opportunity for us to catch some fish in the meantime, so it's win-win. Also want to be on the lookout while we're wandering on the beach, because there is a chance we could find an oyster, which we do need for the bundles. Ugh, excuse me. I don't know why, I've been in a real sneezing mood today. Well, we got a herring, that's nice. Now, I'll probably spend the rest of this day fishing while we wait for Shane to appear. Whenever he chooses to. There's a sardine. Seaweed. It's a pretty ordinary item. Not really worth selling, but it can give us some energy while we're fishing. Oh, there we go. There's the anchovy. And it's a good quality one, too. So that should fetch us a good price later. So I just need a few more anchovies. So I like it when Willie gives us missions because he'll almost always ask you to catch fish for him. Which is just a good opportunity to go out and catch fish. You're like almost always able to make a lucrative amount of money this way. So, yeah, it's always worth your time to do these fishing missions from Willie. Nope, that's not good. Still got plenty of time left in this day. There we go. Ooh, that looked like a very good ranking herring. So while we're fishing, what's some other stuff we can talk about? Ooh, yeah, that was a really good ranking herring. So, I guess one thing I could talk about. So, the last couple years, I have been a big fan of Saber Sparks content. He does a lot of cartoon reviews, usually about things that are wildly inappropriate, or just things that are very infamous for, or just having some awful, truly awful content in them. And one of the things that he reviewed back in the day was this really awful Christian animated movie called Joshua and the Promised Land, which is just overall just a terrible, terrible movie. But recently he hosted a reanimated collab for that movie, and it actually came out a few days ago, and holy crap, it's like night and day. Just the reanimated version of Joshua is so frickin' good. I mean, it still obviously reuses the audio from the movie, so you still have to go with the cheesy writing and just the poor story and characters that it had. But the animation really lifts it into so bad it's good territory. Where just the way all these different animators got to tell the story visually is just so freaking compelling. I just love it so much. I definitely really like reanimated collabs, and this is definitely up there as one of the best. Just so many amazing, iconic moments. God, it's just so much fun. I really love it so much. And I want to talk about other animated stuff going forward, but we'll say that until after we take care of all these little missions. Alright, made a tiny profit from doing Willie's mission, which overall, just given all the value of the fish we caught, definitely worth it. Why are you bothering me? I want to be alone. Come on, man. Is that any way to treat the man who got you a frothing mug of beer for your birthday? You remember my birthday! I'm impressed. Thanks. And that actually got Shane up quite a bit in the friendship rankings. Yeah, Shane really likes beer. You're easily able to purchase it here at the Star Drop Saloon, making it pretty easy overall for you to fulfill his friendship requirements. But I tend to wait until summer to stockpile on items for Shane, because you're able to get things a lot more affordable during that season. Let's go ahead and sell a bunch of this. There's really no reason to keep those until much later. Probably gonna regret this, but we could try to see if we are able to catch anything on the farm. So usually, if you fish on the farm, you tend to wind up with garbage items, like that Joja Cola we saw. Yeah, items like that are just kind of bad. You can't sell them for a good amount of money. They just waste your time and your resources. But coming up, we'll be able to craft something that will make it so that the garbage items we pick up will at least be able to get us something. And I definitely recommend it, because, oh boy, you can get a lot of good stuff from this. Looking back at the resources, we need an iron bar before we can do that, yeah. That is gonna take a while. This is definitely not a good use for our energy right now. We're better off just going around breaking rocks and twigs. Yeah, this was also a very productive day. We didn't really get a whole lot of good stuff compared to the other days, but we're able to make a tidy amount of money from all the fishing we were doing. It's actually funny how I've been saying tidy like that, because this reminds me of a character from a certain game that I was playing a few months ago. Probably don't really have to go into that right now, but I don't know, maybe sometime we'll have some time to talk about it. So we got level 3 farming, allowing us to make some very good recipes here. So we can now craft a bee house and speed grow fertilizer. And we get a cooking recipe for the farmer's lunch. That won't be important for later, but the other things definitely are worth it. Alright, we made a decent amount on the rice. The beans definitely helped out, but the fishing definitely helped. We got some good money there. Alright, so this day will be raining, as I said before, so we don't need to worry about watering the crops. Oh, and it's gonna rain tomorrow. That's good to hear. And we got a recipe for radish salad. There's nothing like a fresh, peppery radish. Reminds me of the late spring. My mother would slice up her fresh radishes and serve them on grainy bread with a little salt and pepper. Ah, those were the days, but I digress. Now watch closely. I actually like radishes quite a bit. I haven't had any lately, but they're always nice. Dear Hayden, it's been so long since I heard from you, dear. Things aren't the same as ever back home. I miss you very much. Love, Mom. P.S. Found an envelope with some money Grandpa left for you. Aw, that's nice. We got some spare money there. Hayden, I found this recipe in a magazine. I thought it sounded interesting. Feel free to give me a taste if you make it. Heh Shane. So, yeah, Shane gave us our cooking recipe for pepper poppers. Those will be important for later. So I'm very happy to see this. Our strawberries have now come in. So I'll probably want to hold on to one of those for later, since I know that strawberries are someone's favorite item. I just don't remember specifically who. So yeah, we'll hold on to one strawberry, and we'll go ahead and sell the rest. That will be important for later, though. Since it is raining, something that I could say about that is... Remember how I said animals will sometimes go outside? Well, when it's raining, your animals won't want to go outside. Ah, Sesame grew up really dang quickly. She's already fully grown. Yeah, she's happy today. So once your animals fully mature, you'll be able to harvest their products from them. The first animal product we're able to receive is a white egg. Eggs, as you can imagine, are a pretty basic item. I'll definitely want to sell this one, because this isn't even good enough for the community center. You need a large egg for that. So the friendlier you are with your animals, the better the product they will turn out. So eventually, the eggs we get from our chicken will be much better. But for the time being, we just get a basic egg. Now, the eggs are basic, but as we advance further into the game, we'll be able to get some very, very nice resources from them that will be imperative going forward when it comes to filling up our collection and also allowing us to harvest a lot of different products. And overall, eggs are a decent way to make money, as long as you're able to have a good supply of chickens on the farm, which I probably only need to get one more chicken going forward, but yeah, especially given how much money we have, we could definitely invest in a second chicken. So don't need to worry too much about products right now. Guess we can purchase a few more seeds today. Yeah, that would be a good investment. Because just as long as you're able to get your plants fully grown, you'll always get a profit from the crops. I think when it rains, you also have a higher chance of seeing those worms that poke out of the ground. I don't know if that is guaranteed, though. Alright, so don't have to worry about our next birthday for quite a while. An invasive crab species is living in the local mine, threatening the native wildlife. These creatures are known for disguising themselves as stones. I'll pay someone to slay 2 of them. So Demetrius has a mission for us to slay those cave crabs. We'll definitely want to get on that, as it is a good way for us to also make some good money in the mine. And thankfully, we don't have to worry about our tools right now. So yep, we'll head down into the mine and take care of that. While it is raining, actually I don't really need to go into that, but sometimes you'll definitely want to do fishing when it's raining, as they'll allow you to get certain species of fish that wouldn't normally be found that season. For the time being, we can just head down into the mine, as that's the main thing I want to take care of this day. So we're heading down here. We're in a new section of the mine that has some creepy new foes. So I forget specifically what that enemy is called, but they look like zombies to me, so I'll probably just call them zombies. So yeah, this section of the mine is fairly interesting. It's very dark down here, so I could recommend making some torches to help light things up. As long as you have a glow ring, you should be able to navigate here pretty well. What is also interesting down here is that this far into the mine, we can now encounter bats. Bats are a pretty occurring enemy down in the mines. Much like the bugs we saw before, they'll swoop at you from all over and just be a general annoyance. But they're not too bad to take care of as long as they don't swarm you. What is nice about these dark floors is that it's a good indicator that you're almost done with this section of the mine. As I said before, there are different tiers to the mine, and we're almost done with the surface level of the mine. Just want to be careful here as we navigate forward. That topaz will be good. I might actually hold on to that, because that'll make a good birthday gift for Emily next week. Oh man, we are just getting so lucky with the steps these days, aren't we? Very lucky indeed. Took care of that guy. Oh, come here, baddie. Right, got another one. So what is nice I could say about the bats is that you'll definitely want to kill a bunch of these guys going forward, as their wings are important for a quest, and I guess another thing I could say is they'll also be important for recipes. Yeah, believe it or not, bat wings are actually important for a few recipes. So I think I remember seeing the steps over here. No. Thinking of something else. There's something else I could say now that we're down here is so I mentioned being a fan of Saber Sparks content. Someone else who I've been a fan of pretty recently is Jaden Animations. She puts out just a lot of fun videos, which just talking about a lot of things that go on in her life or various games she played, which I feel like her video game discussion videos have definitely been a highlight on her channel. And one of the things she's been doing recently have been Nuzlocke videos, which obviously I'd be drawn to given my histories with Pokemon and the Nuzlocke challenge. Those have been really good, especially her Platinum Nuzlocke vid. So recently she posted a video where she was doing what's referred to as a Soul Link, which is a different way to play the Nuzlocke challenge where you're partnered up with another player, and you're basically playing through the same game, only with if you're the different Pokemon you catch being partnered. So if one Pokemon dies, its partner also dies among the different players. Uh-oh. So it's getting smoky in here, which means we're going to get swarmed by bats. Go down here, please. Thank you. Ooh, that is a really good copper harvest. Starting to wish I had a copper mission earlier. Okay, I'm starting to think that this wasn't the best floor to go down for the cave crab mission, because I don't think cave crabs will spawn from these kind of rocks down here. So, that's on me. Yeah, but as I was saying, Jaden did a video paired with Alpha Rad, which is someone else whose content I tend to pick up from time to time. And they were doing a Soul Link of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which, oh boy, is that a game I want to talk about sometime in the future. I mean, I've already played, like, the original versions of the Johto games on Twitch before, but, you know. And yeah, just the video she did with Alpha Rad was so freaking good. I've always been a fan of the animations that go into Jaden's videos, and this one is no different. I just really love the presentation of these videos. And the story that she had with the game was just so interesting. Like, a lot of the bad luck moments she had when it comes to what Pokemon her opponents were sending out. And meanwhile, just Alpha Rad getting, like, really good encounters and having an easy time against certain bosses. It was just so freaking funny. I really enjoy their vids so much. So yeah, that's a good summation of the various content I've been watching lately. Something else I've been enjoying recently, of course, as I said before, is playing through Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Now that I'm actually in the post-game of Brilliant Diamond, I've been having a very fun time of it. Really hope I can find the stairs very soon. This is very unfortunate. Oh, there we go! We made it to floor 30. And that gives us the slingshot. I don't know if I want to go any further to show this off going forward, but slingshot is pretty much our only form of ranged attack when it comes to combat. So far, there's no sign of the bottom. How low does it go? So yeah, we got a new mission to go to the bottom of the mine, which we'll be taking care of eventually. That's definitely going to be a long-term goal for this stream series during this year, which I feel like we'll be able to comfortably go through. But yeah, getting down to floor 40 is very good because there are certain things we're able to get on these floors coming forward that we weren't able to get in the previous floors. So pretty much everything from floor 1 to 39 is usually just a lot of basic stuff, a lot of different stone and plant stuff. It's the main area where you can harvest copper. Going forward, we'll be able to harvest iron more frequently, and that is definitely very beneficial. Just want to check our Adventurer's bundle here. So we're going to need 10 Batwing for that bundle. So we're making some decent progress on that. We're obviously going to need a lot more Batwings, but we'll get some going forward. Pretty low on energy right now, sadly, so I guess we could start eating some cave carrots. They give some good energy. I don't know, there really isn't anything else I want to do on this day. I guess we could check in with a traveling merchant, though I don't feel like they're going to be at their cart right now since it's pretty late into this day. I don't know, thinking about other things we could do just to tidy up the farm a bit. Oh, so this is a nice surprise. So, after getting at least 2 hearts with Shane, we're able to get this little scene. Up late, huh? Here, have a cold one. Bah, life. You ever feel like no matter what you do, you're gonna fail? Like, you're stuck in some miserable abyss and you're so deep you can't even see the light of day? I just feel like no matter how hard I try, I'm not strong enough to climb out of that hole. I got a bit of health and energy back. Fast drinker, huh? Man after my own heart. Just don't make it a habit. You got a future ahead of you still. Welp, my liver's begging me to stop. Better call it a night. See you around, Hayden. So that was an interesting heart with Shane. So by drinking alcoholic beverages, you will get the tipsy status, which will cut your speed for a couple seconds. Yeah, that's what I thought. The traveling merchant is in here right now. Okay, I was too late on the draw there. I am glad I got a bit of an energy boost from that cutscene. It is always nice when cutscenes actually affect your stats. Although in this way it was not beneficial in the slightest. But yeah, an interesting little scene with Shane, getting more into his motivation and his personality and some of the issues he's been going through. Definitely has some interesting things going on, and we'll definitely see a lot more of that as we progress forward. But let's get back into some good content. Namely, want to work a bit more on paths here. By setting up these paths, we should have a lot of... We'll be able to divide up some space here on the farm so that plants won't be messing up with the farm. And it's just a good way to customize the layout of things. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, we got that topaz stored for later, and a bunch of other resources looking good. So that was a very productive day. Scared up one crow. Yeah, you can check these scarecrows to actually see how many crows they've actually managed to scare off, which is nice. I definitely appreciate it. So now we're at level 3 mining, so we have a cooking recipe for a miner's treat. And level 3 combat, allowing us to cook the roots platter. Out of the things we get, the roots platter is definitely a very good recipe. Definitely want to focus on that later. Alright, our copper watering can is ready today. That's good. I'm going to be clear and sunny tomorrow. Alright, what's our next living off the land? Get your hands on a fishing pole and sell your catch. Fishing's a great way to make a little extra cash when you have some downtime. The distance your bobber lands from any dry land determines what kinds of fish you'll hook, as well as the location, season, time of day, and weather. Definitely some good advice. As I said before, fishing is one of the best ways to make money in the early game. Alright, we have enough money to actually invest in another inventory upgrade. So I feel like we're good for now, though. Alright, so now that we got our farm set up a bit more here, how about we go into another use for eggs, and definitely something that'll be important going forward. So I have the resources for this, right? Oh yeah, I definitely have enough for this. So, what we're going to craft here is the mayonnaise machine. It costs wood, stone, earth crystals, and a copper bar to make. So, a lot of different resources, some of which can only be obtained from the mine. But this is a very good item. Because with this, we're able to process the eggs that our chickens lay. And that'll get us a very good resource, which is mayonnaise. Which is a product that I don't know the exact amount, but it pretty much doubles the price of whatever egg you put into it. So you always get a better value by turning the specific product into mayonnaise. And I'm just gonna come out and say it, I like mayonnaise. Like, I know a lot of people find it disgusting, but for me, I've always liked mayonnaise. Well, I wouldn't say always, but I definitely have a lot more appreciation for it nowadays than I used to. I know a lot of people think it's gross, but I just always liked it, okay? So when I get sandwiches, whenever I have the chance, I tend to always get mayonnaise on it. I don't know, it's just very good, very creamy and sweet. Bit of salty to it, but overall just a very nice treat. And I'm just gonna say it, nowadays, I much prefer mayonnaise over mustard. Someone bring me Joja Cola. Really, Emily wants that. Well, it's okay, that actually gives us a reason to go fishing on the farm, since that's one of the best ways we're able to obtain Joja Cola. If I can see the stream being a little unstable right now. Okay, it should be open very soon. Come on, Clint. There we go. So able to obtain our newly upgraded watering can. That is very good. So now that our item is upgraded, that allows us to use some... Well, it has some special effects to it, as we'll be seeing relatively soon. Considering how many days left we have on this season, I feel like we can invest in a few more parsnips before the end of this season. So yeah, we'll buy a few of those. Hello, buddy. Yep, take 5 of those. Luckily, we should be having our next parsnip harvest very soon, so we should be able to hopefully get our requirements for the community center. If not, there's still some crops going forward that we'll be able to get that will also be beneficial to us. Alright, looks like our egg has finished being processed. So with that, we're able to get mayonnaise. This is what's known as an artisan good. Basically, any animal product that is able to be processed will become an artisan good, which is overall just a very good item. Sadly, we don't need mayonnaise for any of the bundles, so there's not much we can do about that. In you go. As with you. Definitely want to get some bars smelted. Alright, we're going to get a very good harvest coming up. And hopefully we're able to get another gold parsnip. So the rest of this day, we need a Joja Cola for Emily, so... How about we do some fishing on the farm? Just quickly want to show off with our watering can we're able to do is we're now able to water 3 tiles instead of just 1. So that is already a very nice upgrade from the normal watering can. It'll allow us to save time on watering plants. We'll definitely get some good use from that going forward. Alright, just keep fishing until we find some Joja Cola. There we go. So yeah, that was a very easy mission to get done. We should get a decent reward from Emily for that. Alright, some more copper. So I don't know if there's really anything else I want to talk about right now, considering just things have been pretty easy going right now. Not a whole lot going on besides my usual routine. So we should be able to check in with Emily at her house right now, and maybe we'll get to see something else. Yep. Now that we're at 2 hearts with Haley... Ugh! I always clean under the cushions! Your turn this week! You're being childish, Haley. I do the vast majority of work in this house, and you know it. Oh, it's that new farm boy. He has a name, you know. Hello there. Hey, I bet you'll understand my point of view here. I'm really sorry to involve you in this, Hayden. Haley's complaining because I asked her to clean under the cushions. It's only because I cleaned them last week. So we have a variety of choices here. I know which one I'm gonna pick. Haley, why not have this be your 1 weekly job? Alright, you win. I guess this can be my job every week. Then there won't be any reason to argue over it. Thanks, Hayden. That was a great solution. Except we helped out the sisters. Makes me feel good. Here, Emily. Man, we made 75 gold from selling cola. I feel great right now. I feel like we're not going to be able to complete the Slay Monster quest right now. So, now that we have the time for it, how about we go check out the mine now that we have advanced to the next layer? So as I said before, I consider like floor 1 to floor 39 its own distinct layer, depending on kind of because it shares a lot of similar resources you're able to gather. Some sections of the floors there tend to have wildly different things you're able to obtain, as we saw with the with a few things in there, which I'm actually going to check at the Adventurers Guild, just so I have a reminder on what one of the enemies was called. Oh, so it actually doesn't mention them here. Okay. Whatever. I call them zombies anyway. But now that we're at floor 30, we're in an entirely new section of the caves that we wouldn't normally be able to see here. So this area is going to be substantially harder than the areas we were at before. As already see here, we got some new slime variants. These guys are blue, and they hit much harder than the ones we saw before. Ooh, we got a dwarf scroll. So we can give that to Gunfer. You got these crystals here, which can easily be broken by whatever weapon you have. So that gem deposit has aquamarine. That is a pretty good mineral we'll be able to give to people as a very good gift. But what's nice about this floor is that this is where we're finally able to harvest iron ore, which will be very important going forward. What isn't so nice about this area is that the rocks here are very tough to break. Your starting pickaxe will not be good for clearing out the rocks here, so we'll definitely want to get our pickaxe upgraded. I'll actually make that like the next main goal we want to do, which we have plenty of money. We'll be able to take care of that easily. Alright, took care of that guy. So yeah, these floors are definitely a lot tougher than last time. Ooh, these guys. So I believe these guys are what's known as dust mites. They are quite interesting enemies. They don't do a whole lot of damage, but you tend to find them in big groups, so they can easily swarm you, and that would be bad. What is nice is that they tend to drop a lot of good resources when you kill them. Ooh, got something here. Okay, I'm back. So my mom actually gave me some chips at the place that she was at. So I've got some very nice resources from some things here. Winter root will be important for a bundle. That we'll definitely want to do. Frozen tear is a mineral that can be found on these floors. And it is definitely a good one, especially for a certain character we'll be able to interact with. Okay, yeah, this Iron Edge is, like, much better than our club. It's a bit slower, but it should be really good at clearing out the enemies here. Definitely want to grab the higher damage weapons when you can, especially since a lot of enemies here are going to be very strong compared to the ones we saw on earlier floors. Okay, since I have food with me, I am thinking I might want to call this stream session early, just so that I can actually get to eat these while they're still relatively hot. I don't know. Yeah, I'll definitely end this stream early then. Because I really wasn't expecting my mom to show up today. That kind of derailed a few things, but it's okay. We managed to get a lot done this session. And we'll be able to prepare for a lot of stuff going forward. Okay, can you guys back off, please? So I guess before the end of the session, another thing I could say is how yesterday I was playing some Smash Bros. Ultimate with a couple of my friends over Discord. And we have a good time of playing a Smash Bros, you know. It's definitely some fun matches, some that I definitely could have done better at, but I did win a couple matches, which was definitely very good. So yeah, I definitely like the opportunities where I have some free time just to play games together with my friends, and going forward, especially with the holidays coming up, I'll have some nice opportunities to play with them again. Let's get out of the mine here because we have almost filled up on our inventory. So got some very nice resources that can be donated once we have the opportunity for that. Let's go ahead and sell that club now that we don't need it. Yeah, our Iron Edge will be much better. So we also got some new weapons here at the Adventure Guild. I'm not gonna buy these, but they are pretty good. Combat boots I could recommend. They'll give you a lot more defense. I'll save that for later. Yeah, that was a very good trip to the mine. We've already managed to gather some iron, which will be very important for crafting. Especially because one of the things we need to get, which is, as I mentioned before, will be a nice use of all the garbage items we've been collecting. And this will also allow us to collect certain resources that we couldn't get before. Alright, so we're able to smelt that iron. Let's deposit. Just want to save a bit of these. I guess we don't need to keep the winter roots. We don't really Actually, we do need that for a bundle, so I can drop that off there. Frozen Tear is also needed for a bundle, but I want to give that to Gunfer in case we get any rewards from him. Okay, just need to wait for a bar to be smelted. So yeah, the iron bars do take longer to smelt than the copper bars, so that is something to be aware of going forward. I guess right now we can try to clear out a bit more of the areas around here, especially to make room for some of the future buildings we're going to make. Because definitely in the next session, we'll probably want to try to get started on our next building, or at the very least, gather the resources we need for our next building, because we may have gotten a chicken today, but there are some other beneficial animals we're able to raise on the farm. And those will be very nice to go over. God, that's still being worked on. Alright, let's sell some of these aquamarines. That'll give us some good money. That is also one of Emily's favorite items, so I recommend giving those as gifts to her. Whoop, there we go. We got the iron bar. So with that, what do I want to make with that? We could go for that once we eventually get maple syrup, but that's going to take a while. So we could start making sprinklers now, which is very handy. Definitely going to want that for the next season. Yeah, we can make the recycling machine. So it needs stone, wood, and an iron bar for that. And the recycling machine is useful for taking care of our trash items. So this is how we're able to convert trash items into actually usable items. So pretty much anytime you fish up a trash item, like those broken glasses or soggy newspapers or whatnot, you're able to use those with a recycling machine and convert them into actually usable resources, which is always very handy. I definitely recommend that. But with that said, I think we are going to be calling this stream a bit early, just so I can get started on this food that I got. So, next time on Stardew Valley, we will be trying to upgrade a few more of our tools, and also gather the resources we need for our next building. Until next time, have a good day, and take care.